Hi everyone, this is Trish, author of A Face of Anxiety, and I'm here with my girlfriend Carly, who I've known for over 11 years. She's an actress and she is also on Happy, which is, when is it on? Give us the details.
It's on the Sci-Fi Network, and season 2 is going to start taping this summer, so check it out.
Amazing. So Car's here talking to me today about anxiety and what she's lived through and her struggles, and thank you so much for just talking to us and letting us into your life.
Well, thank you for having me. I have been looking forward to this so much, and it's really important for me to be here and to be able to talk to people about anxiety. So I am currently residing in Los Angeles. I'm an actress and a writer, and basically I'm an artist, so that is what I do for a living.
And she posts the funniest videos of her in the car, because she's always in the car.
I'm always in the car.
You have to check her out. What's your IG?
It's official Carly Sullivan. So you could find me there. Carly, C-A-R-L-Y.
So Car, I know that you and I have always had a kinship about anxiety and our panics and helping each other kind of like move through it when we travel and whatnot. So when did anxiety start for you?
My first moment where I recognized I was having anxiety was when I had an actual panic attack. And that panic attack led me to the hospital when I was 16 years old. And I had no idea what anxiety was. I had no idea what panic was, but it was, honest to God, one of the scarier moments in my life where I was like, I am dying. So I was kind of thrusted into anxiety, if you will, at a very young age as a teen. So I've been dealing with anxiety now for 17 years.
And was there an incident that happened when you were 16 that kind of started or triggered the panic and whatnot?
Yeah, I went through a lot of trauma in my teenage years. My mother fell ill with brain cancer. My grandmother was killed in a hit and run. So it was like the two formidable women in my life were kind of pulled out. And then I was a pre-professional ballet dancer at that time, and I had been struggling with body issues and eating, and basically wasn't taking care of my body, and I suffered early heart failure that led to my panic attack. So it was really just a perfect storm of things that were going on.
And when you had realized and gone to a hospital, did you have someone to talk to? Like, how did you realize, like, this is panic, and what did you do? Like, how did you seek help for it?
Yeah, that first panic attack, I don't think that really anybody knew it was panic or anxiety. I think they mainly thought it was the heart stuff.
Right.
So I was a little bit lost for a couple of years, and then when I went to college and I continued to suffer from anxiety attacks, I had a friend who I confided in, and he was like, listen, I suffer from anxiety and I'm on medication and I go to therapy, and those things are really helping me. And I was like, oh, okay, then maybe that's something that I need to look into as well. So that was kind of the beginning of the self-help.
Yeah. Well, it's great when you have someone that you can confide in that knows what you're going through and that can help you. So was that moment when you were in the hospital, was that your darkest moment with anxiety?
No. No. I would say probably my lowest point with anxiety was in 2013. So I was put on Lexapro. I was on Lexapro for about 6 years, and then I decided that I was in a good enough place to start taking care of myself without the medicine. I had done enough self-work, figured out things that helped me manage my anxiety, so I got off the medication. And I was off of it, and then I remember having a moment a couple years later where I felt the need to get back on. And my doctor put me on a high dose of Lexapro, and I remember taking it. And I just had a very adverse reaction. So I called 911 and I had an ambulance come, and I found myself in Bellevue in the psychiatric ward. And it was one of like the lower points of my life where I thought, I am losing my mind.
Yeah.
And I am mortified, and I am embarrassed, and I am a failure. It was like, it was really jarring, to say the least.
Yeah, and I think most anxiety sufferers, we all share a similar story when that happens, because I have found myself in hospitals 3 times for panic, where I literally thought, I'm losing my mind.
Oh yeah,
like I need to be committed. Like someone, like how do I call my parents and say like, hi, so I need to go to, you know, a mental institution, like I need a straitjacket, like send help.
Yeah,
like,
hey mom and dad, I'm already here.
Yeah.
You know, and that's, I think I told you about it, and I feel like you made me feel like it's okay, don't feel that way, but really and truly, it's normal, but in that moment you're like, I cannot believe my life has resulted to this. And luckily I got out and I was able to find humor in certain parts of it, because otherwise I would have felt so horrible. But looking back, I'm happy I did that.
Yeah.
Because had I had a weird aversion to the Lexapro now, I could have been in a lot of trouble. So I really think I took the right steps to making sure that I was okay. And I recommend that for anybody. If you take medicine or are on medicine and you feel you're having a weird reaction, don't wait around. Make sure you're okay. And so, that was probably my darkest point, but helped turn my life around as well.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you know, you have to almost go through some of the worst things in order to come out on the other side.
Absolutely.
And when you're taking something that you think is going to make you feel better, and now you have an adverse reaction to it, it scares the hell out of you.
Yeah.
Because you're like, wait, this is actually supposed to help this cause.
And now I'm in Bellevue, in the psych ward, and they took all my belongings.
Yeah. Who do I call?
I was like,
who's the safest person to call right now and tell them that I'm in the psych ward of Bellevue?
Yeah, right, exactly. And to be honest,
and I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing because I've been in the same situation. And, you know, looking back on it, you know, I always called my sister because I was like, oh my God, mom and dad, please don't pick up. Yeah. You know, like, please have it be my sister. And this was back before when we didn't have cell phones.
Oh God.
So you had to like call the house phone.
Oh God.
And I was like, please don't let it be mom and dad. Please don't let it be mom and dad. So I get it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, thank you so much for sharing that story with us.
Of course.
So, obviously, so you took meds, you were on Lexapro.
Yeah.
So all in, you said you were on Lexapro for 6 years?
I was on Lexapro for 6 years.
Got off?
Got off, and then when I got off not because I was ashamed or just felt like I, you know, was too good for medicine. I had just reached a point in my journey with anxiety where I really wanted to understand what my anxiety was. You know, where did it come from? What were things that could help me manage it? And I realized, okay, lifestyle, diet, exercise, supplements, breath work, meditation, all those things, when you put them together, for me, it was a program that worked. And I had put that into practice, right? And I realized, okay, I'm at the point where I don't know if I need to be on Lexapro, so I weaned myself off. And, you know, it took me a bit, but I have not been on medication now since 2010, so almost a decade. But I think medication can be life-saving.
Oh,
I know it saved my life.
Me.
Yeah, and I actually feel like when you were talking about medication, we talked a lot about different medications we've been on. So it's really about where you are in your journey, but I do recommend, if you do suffer from anxiety, to take the initiative to, you know, work with people like Trish and those who are like trying to help you understand what anxiety is and why you suffer from it and what you can do to make your life better.
That's great. I mean, we're going to go into this more because we're going to come back with Carly, but everything that you're saying is so true, and we're going to dive into how you got through it, not being on medication, what things that you, what action plans that you took on, what you have in your anxiety toolkit that you use.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, yeah.
So thank you so much for being with us. I'm so excited to be interviewing Carly. Don't forget to watch her on Happy, and we'll be back.